Sometimes in life, a woman has to stand alone, not because she wants to, but because the people around her cannot match the depth of her soul. And here's the truth: walking alone is not a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of power, courage, and self-awareness that few ever truly achieve. Today, we're going to explore why walking alone can be one of the most empowering experiences a woman can ever embrace. Life is filled with noise. Social media tells us we need to be surrounded by friends, constantly engaging, always connected, always validated. But what happens when a woman steps away from the crowd? What happens when she chooses her own company over endless social obligations? She discovers something profound. Her strength doesn't come from others. It comes from within. She learns that her worth isn't measured by likes, followers, invitations, or approval. Her true value is found in the quiet, in the spaces where she stands alone, looking at the world not for approval but through the lens of her own truth. Walking alone isn't about isolation. It's about choice, self-respect, and inner freedom. And in a world that constantly pushes women to conform, to please, to be part of the group, the act of standing alone becomes a statement, a declaration that she will define her life on her terms. The power of independence. When a woman walks alone, she taps into the power of independence. She learns to rely on herself for guidance, for comfort, for decision-making. This doesn't mean she rejects relationships or connection. It means she refuses to let anyone else dictate her self-worth. Independence is forged through experience. It is shaped by trial, by challenge, and often by solitude. A woman who is self-sufficient understands that life will not always provide a safety net, that friends may come and go, and that society's expectations are not rules she must follow. Her security comes from knowing that she can handle whatever life throws her way, on her own. Think about it. The moments that test us the most often come when we are alone. It's when a woman faces her fears, her doubts, her obstacles without leaning on others for support that she discovers the depth of her resilience. And the truth is, this kind of resilience is rare and powerful, quality over quantity. A woman who chooses independence also understands the importance of quality over quantity in relationships. She doesn't chase popularity. She doesn't fill her life with superficial connections. She values depth, authenticity, and meaning. It's not about having hundreds of friends. It's about having a few who truly see her, understand her, and support her journey. She knows that some people may drift in and out of her life, and that's okay. Not every friendship is meant to last forever, and not every connection deserves her energy. This awareness frees her from societal pressure to conform to the idea that success equals popularity. She isn't seeking validation, she's seeking authentic connection. And in choosing this path, she also creates the space to invest fully in the people who truly matter, nurturing bonds that are real, meaningful, and lasting. The magic of solitude. One of the most powerful aspects of walking alone is the gift of solitude. Solitude allows a woman to reflect, to heal, and to grow. It offers uninterrupted time to understand herself on a deeper level. Without the noise of social interaction, she can ask herself, who am I when no one else is around? What do I truly want out of life? What are my values, my goals, my passions? These questions aren't always easy, but in solitude, she learns to face them head on. She discovers her strengths, acknowledges her weaknesses, and gains clarity about her future. Solitude becomes a fertile ground for personal growth, self-reflection, and emotional resilience. In this space, she learns to listen to her inner voice without interference. She discovers that she doesn't need anyone else to validate her thoughts, feelings, or dreams. This kind of independence and clarity is irreplaceable, and it is only in walking alone that she truly experiences it. Emotional resilience. Walking alone also builds emotional resilience. When a woman faces challenges without leaning on others, she develops the ability to manage her emotions, to navigate life's ups and downs, and to recover from setbacks without external validation. She learns to feel deeply, to process emotions, and to act thoughtfully rather than reactively. She becomes less vulnerable to rejection, disappointment, or criticism because she knows that her worth isn't dependent on external approval. She learns that she has the inner resources to overcome any obstacle, and that self-trust is the foundation of her emotional strength. This emotional independence allows her to set healthy boundaries, to protect her energy, and to prioritize her well-being. It allows her to enter relationships from a place of wholeness, not neediness. She gives freely, but she doesn't cling. She loves fully, but she doesn't rely on others to complete her. Self-care and personal growth. When a woman walks alone, she discovers the power of self-care, not the kind that comes from indulgence, but the kind that nurtures her mind, body, and spirit. She learns to value her own energy, time, and focus. She invests in herself through learning, journaling, meditation, exercise, and creative expression. Walking alone allows her to prioritize personal growth in a way that's often impossible when surrounded by constant social obligations. She reflects on her experiences, identifies patterns, and takes deliberate steps to evolve into the best version of herself. She also learns to trust her intuition and make decisions based on what aligns with her true self, not what others expect of her. This growing sense of self-trust becomes a guiding force, allowing her to navigate life with confidence, integrity, and purpose. Living authentically, independence, quality relationships, solitude, and emotional resilience all culminate in one essential outcome: living authentically. A woman who walks alone is free from societal pressures. She doesn't conform to timelines, expectations, or norms. She creates a life that reflects her values, her passions, and her purpose. Society may try to convince her that she needs a tribe, a social circle, or constant companionship to succeed or feel worthy. But she knows the truth. Her worth comes from within, and she doesn't need external validation to feel complete. Living authentically means making choices that honor her, even if they go against the grain. It means embracing her uniqueness, her quirks, and her individuality. And in doing so, she inspires others to do the same. Her courage becomes a beacon, a reminder that freedom and fulfillment come from owning your life. The freedom of choices. One of the greatest gifts of walking alone is freedom. Freedom to pursue passions without compromise. Freedom to make mistakes and learn from them. Freedom to prioritize growth, self-care, and purpose over social obligations or appearances. When she stops seeking validation, she stops comparing herself to others. She no longer measures success by social standards. Instead, she defines success by her own criteria: emotional, resilience, inner peace, meaningful relationships, personal achievements, and growth. This freedom is empowering. It allows her to embrace life fully, knowing that she doesn't need approval and that she is capable of creating a fulfilling, meaningful existence on her own terms. Self-trust and respect. Walking alone cultivates self-trust and self-respect. She learns to make decisions that align with her values, rather than yielding to societal expectations. She honors her boundaries, protects her energy, and refuses to settle for less than she deserves. This self-respect radiates into every area of her life. She chooses relationships wisely, approaches work and goals intentionally, and engages with the world confidently. She becomes a force to be reckoned with because she is rooted in her own truth, unshakable and unapologetic. The impact of walking alone. A woman who embraces independence, solitude, and authenticity transforms her life in profound ways. She becomes emotionally resilient. She discovers her passions and purpose. She builds meaningful relationships without dependency. She prioritizes self-growth and self-care. She inspires others to embrace their individuality. Walking alone is not a sign of loneliness. It's a journey of empowerment, self-discovery, and fulfillment. It teaches her that she is enough, that she has everything she needs within herself, and that her life is hers to shape. Thank you for watching. Remember, walking alone is not a weakness. It is the ultimate act of courage and self-love. Stand tall in your independence, trust your inner strength, cherish your growth, and embrace the freedom to live life on your own terms. You are enough, exactly as you are, and your journey is extraordinary.